My name is Justine Maston. I created Yoga Quest 3 years ago, and I guide people through yoga regardless of their size or shape or level of ability, and my goal is to get everybody to love yoga as much as I do.
My name is Jenny Milos. I sent an email to a friend of mine saying, okay, heard about this yoga class, and it could be really lame or really cool because it's supposed to be this storytelling, gaming yoga thing that they're doing. I don't know. Got there, was immediately hooked, and probably about 6 months into things, I started writing scripts for Yoga Quest and have been doing it ever since.
With relish, the professor launches into yet another Transylvanian folklore class. But this time, my friends, please don't be around the class. Oh, that's that blood from vampires.
I'm Carrie McCartney. I am the narrator of Yoga Quest and helped Justine out in the beginning, getting a group of folks together to test the concept and addict them all to doing yoga, and it's been a lot of fun.
3 years ago at Convergence, which is the local sci-fi con here in Minneapolis, I was watching the geeks mill around in between things, and they were just standing there, and they're in their outfits, and they look great, and they're just standing there, and I just wanted them to move. And I thought to myself, man, geeks need yoga. And in that moment, I was like, I need to make this happen. But how do I engage geeks? Because geeks have short attention spans. If you don't get them right away, whatever. They're either obsessed or disinterested. So I spent some time trying to figure out how to hook geeks on yoga.
And wailing.
And this is the part of the story that gets kind of oh-me crunchy. I was doing my own yoga practice one night, and I'm laying in Shavasana, corpse pose, at the end of class. And it just comes to me that what if it was a story? What if it was an adventure? And the yogis were the hobbits, and the yogis were the orcs, and the yogis are the boat that you're traveling in. And it just grew from there.
He's looking through the walking sticks.
The first season, we call them seasons, that I wrote was not very good. It was not very good.
I'm not judging.
Like most pilots, mine was kind of a fail. But they got better, and then when Jenny started writing them, they got way better.
We had a really popular season that was based on Xena, and we did 6 episodes based on Xena Warrior Princess, and most of them were not told from the perspective of Gabrielle, and then the final episode of the season, we told everybody they had leveled up and unlocked the playable character Xena. And it was hugely popular, and people loved it, and we had the biggest numbers we've ever had. And it was great. But we did that for 6 weeks, and then it was like, okay, we're gonna go on break for a couple of weeks, recharge, come back with something new.
The way we come up with our yoga classes is it usually starts with either an email chain or we actually get together in real life and talk about what are we going to do next, and we brainstorm. And then we come up with a list depending on how many classes we have, and then we throw it over to Jenny.
And so I'll watch something and I'll watch it over and over and over and just sort of let it soak into me. And when you do that, you pick up on a lot of weird things. There are funny things that you can kind of riff on. So the scripts have that feel of sort of irreverence about things we're typically pretty reverent about. And so then I sit down and I write, and I have to trim it down to action, essentials, storytelling things, and a lot of really dumb jokes, because that helps to distract people when they are in the middle of moving in ways they're not used to moving. An hour goes by really quickly if you punctuate the hour with a lot of silly stuff and animal noises and dumb jokes about Xena or about Captain Picard. Then I send it to Justine typically, and she starts looking at it for yogiography, which is the
Trademark.
trademark term for adding the poses.
So I get the script from Jen, it's about 4 pages. I go through and format it, hopefully so I don't get lost while I'm narrating it. And then pretty much when we get to showtime, when we have a studio full of students, Justine and I, she's teaching them the yoga and I'm reading them the story, and then it's really a lot of off-the-cuff ad-lib too between Justine and I, making fun of each other and making fun of it, and then waiting for the students to start heckling us back during the yoga, which is, for me, the best part.
It's kind of awesome.
It's not taking itself so seriously.
This is far more entertaining, which is why I keep coming back.
It's just goofy and fun and ridiculous, and you end up laughing the whole time.
You get fan fiction, you get yoga, and you get to do a little role playing. As you're watching Yoga Quest, you'll note that people make animal noises, and they shout out and they speak up, and it's very free for people to express themselves.
It's lighthearted, it's very playful, it's a little bit irreverent compared to other yoga classes, which tend to be a little bit quieter and more meditative.
This is like just taking basically yoga moves and putting it into the framework of what we as nerds are into anyway. So, yeah.
And this is not common peaceful yoga. And if that's what you're in the mood for, then this isn't what you want. But if you want exercise and you want to be entertained while you're doing it, like I said, that's what keeps me coming back here.
Which makes it not seem like exercise as much as just coming and goofing around and then getting to the end of class and realizing you're sweaty and sore and tired. And how did that happen?
After his snack, he walked off to the theater. While there,
Chaos, and yet yoga happens.